Shane, we're here this morning, we're going to have a great farm walk here on your farm, and I know you've made some simple yet significant changes to your farm to reduce your carbon footprint. What is one of the major ones that you've done on the farm?
Yeah, for me, Sandra, I think the incorporation of multi-species swards has been the biggest one. We have almost 20% of our whole farm now in multi-species, so that's really allowed us to reduce our chemical nitrogen especially. It's reducing our pesticides as well, and it's improving soil health. So we have a more diverse sward. We have longer roots as well in the plants like the chicory and the plantain, so that's allowing us to get, I suppose, more growth during dry spells as well. The roots get deeper into the soil. They're also breaking up the soil as well, which is helping the soil structure, it's helping water filtration, and it's also helping the earthworms. We would have done the mustard test before. We would have poured the mustard into the ground and saw the amount of earthworms are in the multi-species. So
all positives.
Yeah, it's definitely improving soil health, which is something I think we really need to look at. Even more so, the clover and the perennial ryegrass is excellent, and we're incorporating that as well on the farm. But I think the multi-species is really improving soil health even more so, because it's improving what's happening under the ground. I think as farmers really have to start looking at what's happening underneath the ground as well as what's happening over the ground.
Farmers here today are going to see a range of things that you've done on this farm, okay? For those that can't come today, and they're probably very confused about all the new climate terminology, could you give them one simple thing that they could do going forward that might help them on this journey?
Yeah, I suppose, Sandra, for me, I think the most important thing of anything, like whether it's to do with the environment, production, anything, you need to have a baseline. Like, so you need to know where you start, so then you can build upon that, and then you can have targets then to achieve it. So the likes of the AgNav, which has been recently introduced between Teagasc and Board B and the ICBF, that's a great way to see what your actual figures are on your emissions. So if you like, it's so true that you can't manage what you don't measure. So at least if you know what those figures are, then you can work to improve them. So we can do simple measures like introducing the flex urea on the farm and a low emission slurry spreading. So we can see that if we do little adjustments on our AgNav, that we can see then that how much of a reduction in our emissions that's going to be. And extra days of grass is another example, that we can get more days of grass, again it reduces our carbon footprint. So using likes that, and then getting the advice from likes of Teagasc as well, from our local advisors, and then just going to discussion groups and talking to other farmers. Like, that's ways that we learn. But I think the most important thing is have that baseline, then get the target, and then work to make a plan to achieve that target.
So basically simple steps to make a big change.
Well, that's it, yeah. That's why we're doing it, for people to come today. They'll see that we've done a lot of small things. None of the things we've done here are rocket science, but as you say, every time you come here, you're seeing something different. We're always doing little things, and eventually they all add up. So, and I always say we could do loads of things in this farm, but if all farmers don't buy into it, we won't get a big change. Whereas if all farmers do small bits, it makes a huge difference.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Shane.
Yeah, thanks, Sandra.